Hello and welcome to the Saintly Sounder, your source for FIFA tips, playthroughs, and other random things to do with the FIFA world. Today we have a treat. It's the beginning of a brand new mini-series called Saints Till I Die. The rules of Saints Till I Die are actually quite simple. All players must be past or present Southampton FC players. All games must be played in Division 1 in one continuous season. The format for this will go, I will film 2 game blocks, with the first game just simply being any highlights that come up, and the second being most of the match. So here's the team I will be using. As you can see, it's really highlighted by the 2 informs in Shane Long and Victor Wanyama. The bench is also all Saints players, so there's no way of cheating and bringing on someone else. It's all Saints all the time. Division 1. So here we go with Game 1. Just the one highlight here, Sadio Mane coming in as a super sub nets the game winner. It was quite a tough game, a lot of misses from a team that didn't have great finishing to begin with, but it was also fairly comfortable. I dominated possession in this game, and it was definitely a deserved winner against a team that was significantly better than mine. So as I mentioned, possession and shots were in my favor. The only reason the game wasn't a blowout was Forster let in both shots he had on target. I actually considered subbing him and buying Boric at some point for Game 2. Mane did score the winner, as you saw, and Shane Long netted a brace, but he was pretty unspectacular in that game. He just happened to be in the right place at the right time. Here we go, straight from the kickoff in Game 2. He has Lewandowski and Diego Costa up top with Marco Reus playing center attacking mid. It was an ugly game all around, none of the dominance that was seen in the first game, as I was really forced to play on the counter, play a sweaty style that really doesn't suit me very well, but it was what had to be done. And Schneiderlin and Wanyama did a great job. As you can see, it's just so sloppy in the attacking third for both teams. We both give it away a lot, and I was certainly pounded. I was under siege for a majority of the game. Shane Long launches a very nifty little run here, but no one comes to support him, and Benashia and Boateng easily sweep it up before Wanyama just decides to touch it out of bounds. We pick it up shortly after with the first real chance of the game. Marco Reus does up Nate Klein before sprinting by Dejan and Toby, and thank God Fraser Forster was there to save the day. Not that my tactics for this game were any different, but the opponent I played was very direct. As you can see, he just goes straight at Costa. Lovren makes a meal of it, but luckily Forster again bails me out. But it would be all for naught here as Mehdi Benashia rises above everyone to put the ball in the back of the net.
Came in with the challenge and the ball broke free. Spaced across the ball now. Here is a...
This game would be all about the counterattacks. As you see, I win the ball in his half and get a clear-cut opportunity with Shane Long. I just wait a little too long to shoot, and Mehdi Benashia gets the block. However, I would be rewarded with my pressure as Benashia's lazy clearance falls to the feet of Victor Wanyama, who puts it in from 30+. An absolutely brilliant finish from the inform man. He has something like 88 shot power, and that definitely played a factor in this goal. Halftime comes and goes at 1-1. Straight from the kickoff, not showing me any mercy, he sprints straight down the field and tries to get a shot off with Lewandowski. Luckily, it went just wide. It took forever for me to find a groove in the second half. As you can see, I get dispossessed again, and I'm immediately on the defensive. Lewandowski's through on goal. He tries to get a little too fancy coming across. It was all too predictable, and then Diego Costa throws in a block for good measure. Again, another sloppy play almost as soon as I get the ball back leads to another clear opportunity for him. He goes straight up, back on the attack, finds Lewandowski, who beats Wanayama for pace, but just, thank God, puts it high.
Didn't quite happen.
As I talked about in a previous video, impact substitutions are absolutely crucial. And it was the same for me in the 71st minute when I brought on Adam Lallana for Dusan Tadic and Sadio Mana for Jay Rodriguez. As you can see, Lallana's fresh legs nicks it off of Eloquim Mangala. He then dribbles with a couple of fake shots by 4 defenders before finishing it neatly with his left. The only fear I have now that he's tasting a little bit of success is that he's going to leave my club for some Liverpool rise to glory team.
He saw the keeper's positioning, really good, cool, composed finishing.
And up on the scoreboard here, it says 2-1.
Again, he tries to run through my whole team with Marco Reus this time, but I could tell he was starting to get desperate as he almost completely stopped passing at this point, which was great for my team. Schneiderlin will eat that up every day. It was at this point that he brought on Javier Hernandez and things started to even out and devolve into the sort of up and back without much possession for either team that had really plagued the game's first half. I was really content at this point just to kind of soak up his pressure. I would have taken 2-1, 2-2 any day of the week. I kind of was just hoping for a miracle out of Shane Long, and to be honest, I don't feel like he's up to the task. Maybe pre-patch he would have been able to sprint by a lot of people, but right now he does feel a little sluggish, and even though he has 83 strength, he did feel weak on the ball. As you can see, I get caught trying to do just a little too much with him again, and even though Morgan Schneiderlin tries to make the best out of this, I don't get the foul call there, kind of shady. I end up conceding a counter, which is exactly the opposite of the thing I want to do with 2 center backs with only 60 pace. And quite predictably, I end up giving up a foul there. Forster is an absolute giant in goal, but his diving animations are absolutely horrible, so you could understand my terror when Marco Reus steps up to take a free kick. Luckily, it looks like he didn't know how to put enough power on it, and even Forster, even though a little bit glitchy there, was able to handle it. But even though I am hard on him, he definitely saved my bacon quite a few times. He made so many crucial saves in the first half and the beginning of the second half that he's definitely not getting replaced from my squad anytime soon. Here you can see what ended up being the clincher. Fresh legs with Sadio Mana and a lot of lucky bounces there. Sees him sprinting with acres of space down the left side. Bakary Sanya's never gonna catch. Sadio Mana has buckets of pace, and so does Theo Walcott, and this would turn out to be the game ender for my opponent. He just couldn't see that tisk, tisk, tisk by my poorly rated Southampton team, and there he goes. Not surprisingly, Fraser Forster was the man of the match for my squad, although I can't emphasize Sadio Mana has gotten the clincher twice for me. So this is where we stand, 2 games into the season, a whopping 6 points. Who would have predicted that? We're just like the real Southampton. This has been an utter joy to use this team so far. But even though I love making these videos, they do take a lot of time to edit and put together. So if you found this at all helpful, fun to watch, interesting, shocking, like and subscribe. And don't forget to follow at the Red Death 329 at Twitter. Thanks.